Lovely to be talking to you about this movie
Likewise.
in specifically because I actually found it quite. I actually saw this quite a while ago and I
Oh,
reviewed it, and it stayed with me because the stories are really fascinating and it's very
yeah,
current. You know what's
yeah.
happening in Afghanistan right now as well. Talk me through what made you want to be part of this.
Begin with, like I said, it was a very, very important narrative that I wanted myself to be part of. Of course, there was Bill Guttentag, who was, this wonderful, wonderful director who's managed to piece together something very interesting because this could have been just a documentary. This could have just been a very commercial flick. But he, because of his, I suppose, his background of documentaries and a lot of investigative journalism, and he's also a teacher himself.
Mm.
I think that you see that little tenderness and that realism kind of creep in to this wonderful story of Roya Mahboob and all of the girls.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I'm glad I was part of it.
I know we know you from being in mostly Indian productions, big Indian productions that made tons and tons of money. You've also starred
Yeah,
in some absolutely brilliant British movies, including, with Judi Dench.
yeah.
What are the differences in working on such a big budget films and to like working in such a small production like this, a production that is really important, telling actually a very, very important and prescient story.
Well, I think, that's how I look at it. I do the big ones to make enough money so I can I can work on the important ones where, I've just turned producer myself, and
Oh.
me and my wife, we just started producing, so I get it now. So we do our big movies, and we try and champion whatever we can on our side, because this is the cinema we want to watch. These are the stories we want to be behind, and the world needs to know more and more of these stories. Of course, like I said earlier in one of the interviews, the Rule Breakers also works as a great sport film.
Mm,
It has that thrill um, and innocence about it. But in this day and age, I think it makes you want to go deeper, and have a conversation about what could be. This is a story from 2016, 17, and before that. Um, but not much has changed, especially on that side of the world, probably gotten worse. But
mm,
just generally in the Middle East and everywhere, you look around, there's, it's hell.
mm,
Um, I think we need such stories.
mm. Let's talk about your character. What can you tell me about him? What kind of person is he, and what was it like? Just sort of gathering all the information to play him, really.
It was, I think it was a very, firstly, it was very sweet of Bill and the entire team of Rule Breakers to kind of come and ask me to do this, and I was really touched. I thought it was a very sensitive part,
Mm,
and important because he kind of becomes a catalyst for uh, the decisions that Roya takes. In fact, he kind of sees himself, in Roya in many ways, and that sort of that hunger to just get out of the mold, and do something different.
mm,
Um, which I suppose he is, and he was, and this person had done, um, staying in the United States and kind of in the tech world. Yeah. So we kind of weighed all these things in, had a few conversations, and kept it pretty easy and breezy. And, I thought, um, yeah, I mean, the idea was to be able to kind of bring focus on
mm,
the girls and how they eventually get from A to B.
mm. Was there ever a sort of a worry to that you are telling this story not from a Western point of view, but rather from a point of view of someone who grew up in the area, who grew up in that region, who knows the culture inside out, and to take away the story from sort of that kind of westernized way of looking at it.
Oh no, I never really thought about that actually. I
So,
thought because the entire team were such a diverse bunch of people from
mm,
quite literally all over the world. Um, but yes, when I look at it now, I think the gaze is very important, and it changes everything. Um, because then you're not on a pedestal,
yeah.
uh, you know, looking down upon the downtrodden, the sufferings. Uh,
Mm.
so I suppose that's only fair, you know, and I'm glad we're making fair as a start point. I hope it gets better than that.
Mm. Let's talk about the shoot. Whereabouts did it take place, and what was it like, sort of working with those guys? Because I bet it was such a, because you're young actors, really, including the younger girls. Must have been fun being around them or sort of.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was really sweet. Also, I didn't know anybody, and then I realized like a couple of them they had watched Bollywood movies, and I think
Mm,
it's really big in Afghanistan. So um I was very surprised and pleasantly surprised. But we shot a lot of it in Morocco, some of it in Morocco, Marrakesh, and there were different locations as well. But that was the largest part that we spent, and it was uh um, yeah, it was really sweet. It was sweet. It was a short, sweet schedule, I remember. Yeah.
yeah. How long was it?
A couple of days, not very long for me.
Okay.
I know the girls went on for about a 20, 30 days there, but yeah, I was there for about 2 weeks. Yeah.
Mm. Having made this, do you now feel like the need to speak up for Afghani girls specifically? Because I mean, I know that Malala Yousafzai, who's not Afghani, but who was shot by the Taliban, and has written a follow-up to her book lately, and she's been doing the press rounds and talking about a kind of almost a gender apartheid in Afghanistan where women are not seen as the equal of men and they're not allowed to go to schools and they're not allowed to have higher education. Having worked with these girls, do you feel the need to speak up for them?
I don't think I've, it's, I think I do feel the need that to speak up for women across the board. Um, and I said this before and I'm saying it again. This is one story and one reality that we are being shown, but it's almost like a wake up call, you know, and it's a very gentle wake up call in this
Mm,
particular film, and I'm very happy about it. But there are people like Greta Thunberg and all of these other people on the other side of the world who are talking, as we speak. It's live, and
mm,
and the wars are out there, it's happening,
mm,
and who are suffering? It's the women, it's the children, you
mm.
know. Um, yes, Afghanistan has a very, very dangerous policy at play, and it's not very nice. Um, what's happening? I suppose there are a couple of organizations that are trying to do good work in those areas, um, but it feels never ending sometimes,
Mm.
Um, it's like we take 2 steps ahead and then suddenly 10 steps back
Yeah.
because somebody somewhere makes a change in policy, and there's a war.
Is there hope, do you think? Is it of whatever might happen in Afghanistan in the future? Do you think we can aspire to sort of help women or find a way for them to actually fight for themselves? Do you think that what do you think? I mean, not to put you in a position where you're having to make
No,
all these,
uh
grand
I mean, as long as the West is not feeling responsible, for this, it shouldn't. I think it should probably come from within or somewhere, around. uh I don't know, maybe I don't have the answers.
Mm,
um but there has to be a big regime change there, I suppose, or some kind of uh, um, leniency
mm,
with the way everybody deals with just genders. Women aren't being able to work. They aren't being able to hold any offices anymore in Afghanistan. It's pretty bad. So even the medical assistance becomes really, really limited. You know, a
Mm,
lot of clinics have shut down. Uh, Pregnant women, women with other problems, it's just becoming so hard to even survive,
mm.
even within their own households, that yeah, you wonder what the answer is.
Let's go back to your career. I mentioned Victoria and Abdul before, and your experience working with them, Jude Dench. What memories do you have of that shoot? What memories do you have of working on that? And it's just such a fabulous, wonderful movie, really, that everyone really
Oh,
liked.
thank you. Thank you. Oh, it was wonderful memories. It's so weird. It was probably my first time in London as well, so it
Oh,
kind of
really?
felt very, yeah, I felt very, very close to that character. And I just remember studying a lot during that time because there was just nothing to find about this man in recorded history. So we
Mm,
had to really, really get down to the nitty-gritties and investigate where and whereabouts this guy was and how he rose up the ranks. And
mm,
it was 15 years he spent with the Queen. So
mm,
there was a lot to pack in that little time. But it's, Judy, and she's a star and she's a sweetheart. And I think that really helped. Stephen Frears, who I absolutely adore and respect, and he's, if I can call him my, uh, buddy and friend, we stay in touch. I, yeah, he really led me into this entire project and made it happen.
yeah. Would you work with him again? Is he working
Oh,
well still?
oh, he is, and how, and I would work with him in a heartbeat. I mean, yeah, I'm open to him.
Mm. That's good. Was it having experienced that and working on a set with sort of a English speaking cast and English speaking team, really like the production team? Do you prefer that, or is Bollywood still in the first in your heart? Does Bollywood come first for you?
Oh no, nothing like that. I think language has never been a bar that way, but um, it's stories, it's
Mm.
the stories, and I'm a sucker for that. I really I want to be part of good stories. Yes, my decision to not leave my country has been because I think there's lots of stories that I want to tell from my land,
Yeah.
uh, but I want to tell them to the world. And I think Bollywood is a very, very myopic word. It
Mm.
cages me into a very small little unit. So I don't like to use that. But I think the Indian stories are South Asian stories for that matter are really, really gonna skyrocket, and hopefully the world sees them. We just made a film called Girls Will Be Girls. Again, it's a wonderful, sweet film. It won Sundance, and
Oh,
it won a
God.
lot of yeah. We got the John Cassavetes for
Oh,
award for the Independent Spirit Awards last year. So we're really, really proud of that. I think it's there somewhere on Amazon, or I don't know which platform,
uh,
but do check it out if you can. It's
no, I would love to.
yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
huge fan of Indian cinema as a whole, or just
yeah.
South Asian cinema as a whole, because I say Bollywood, that is just like a term that encompasses
I know.
everything, but there is so much more than Bollywood in India
Yeah,
or
yeah,
South Asia.
yeah, yeah. No, we're really proud of it. In fact, actually, this particular film is almost 70% is in English. It's based in the 90s. It's just a mother-daughter story. Again, about two girls, really.
What are we likely to see you in again as an actor or as a producer, really? Because I know you are really keen on sort of doing the production thing now.
Yes, I think we're developing a couple of two movies and a show. Hopefully that those will be in production next year. I have one long form show, like a
Oh, cool.
police investigative thriller that's coming out, and Mirzapur, which is a film that we're shooting. Uh, it's a big TV hit show, but we're doing it like I think Peaky Blinders is the only other one
Oh,
that's kind of doing this, changing the format, making a film out of it. So we're working on that right now.
yeah. Finally, I just want to ask you, what would you like whoever hasn't seen this movie, what would you say to them to get them to go and see it? Because it's really important. I think it's a really beautiful story to be told, and it's a really important story at the moment, really. What would you
Yeah.
tell our viewers about
Oh, I
Miss?
mean, I think the movie really perfectly fits in to all that's going on in Afghanistan right now. But at the same time, it is also an entertaining film. It has a
Yeah.
thrill. It has, well, let's call it a sport, and it's a true story. These are classic reasons why people should go and watch it, and you know, yeah, I hope they like it.
I will. I will like it. And I really look forward to seeing your other movie, Girls Will Be Girls, as well.
Oh,
So
yes.
I will check
Thank
it
you.
out. Thank you so, so
Do
much, Ali. And really lovely to
Thank you,
talk to
Linda.
you. Congratulations
Likewise.
again.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!